Okay, so
Please be advised, the following program is for adult audience only. Explicit language is used. You have been warned.
yep, mainly Questo.
Fuck you.
Welcome to Let Me Ask You a Question, episode 11.
Yep.
I'm your host, Mike D,
Quest.
and today we're going to cover a lot of topics because we switched the format of the show up a little bit.
Yep.
All right, so
Shit.
but the main topic we're going to cover today are Stockholm Syndrome and crab mentality.
Ooh.
All
A lot
right.
of people's feelings about to get hurt. We're about to receive a lot of hate mail.
Okay. So,
A lot of
Quest.
hate mail. A
whole lot?
of hate mail. I
Whole-
can see it. I can see it.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm not.
In the words of some politician, even bad publicity is still publicity.
I don't know. I don't know about all that. I'd rather be.
Look at Kim Kardashian. Bad publicity still equals publicity.
Yeah, but I'd rather be known for being a positive force than a negative force.
Well, we had to understand the fact that we don't talk about, equality. We have a good portion of the population that are just hate us because of that.
They hate us because they ain't us.
They hate us because they hate us.
Oh man, we really need to get Dave in here to do another episode.
We do. But like I said, the fact that and somebody put up an interesting concept that it was a quote, I forgot who made it, but it was interesting. When you're used to being privileged, equality feels like oppression. That was some deep shit, ain't it? No, but it's the truth.
Yeah, it is the truth.
But moving on to the show.
Alright, which one do you want to do first? We can do crab mentality first, or we can go ahead and do
Let's do rock, paper, scissors.
rock, paper, scissors.
Alright, you want.
Alright, okay. So, we are going to do crab mentality first.
Okay.
Alright, so, crab mentality for people that don't know is sometimes referred to as being a crab. Alright, in the bucket.
Yep, Merlin.
Maryland, known for their crabs.
We are.
All
I
right.
just sounded dirty.
This phrase is oftentimes used for people who, this phrase is oftentimes used for people who try to hold other people back, because they're not progressing in the manner that they think they should.
That covers a wide range of people. And the reason I say that, because you see mostly that term is coined in the black community, but let's branch it out a little bit.
Okay.
Let's branch it out. The fact that you have people who are so angry at same-sex marriage. Yeah, because they're religious, but why? Because studies have shown that same-sex marriages tend to last longer than heterosexual marriages. Some studies have shown that that's a thing, that same-sex marriages actually have a less divorce rate than heterosexual marriages.
Well, I think it's maybe a correlation that because you're oftentimes pressured to get married in this culture, in this Western culture, a lot, and then that also in turns forces people who are normally not comfortable with each other to get married, and then that puts extra stress in the marriage.
True. And we can see it even with regular relationships. Even on television shows where you have the one friend who's, getting married and the other friend is kind of jealous.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's to me. It's just it's sad. It's just a sad excuse of, you know, I need another outlet to blame instead of looking at what I didn't do.
Well, I think on the other hand, when you're talking about same-sex marriage, there actually is a movement to kind of try to separate them, right? Which kind of, when people want to be together,
that just makes it. Did we not learn anything from Romeo and Juliet? Even though they kind of dress it to make it a little more pretty, but the fact is, when you have people who want to be together and you try to separate them,
that just makes them pull tighter.
Yeah.
But then also let's look at the fact that that they have to go through a little bit more when they're married. I mean, just thinking about the pressures and the outward looks, and they probably in some cases have their family members attacking them. So I mean, if they can make it through those hardships together, it's kind of a testimony of how strong their relationships are.
True. So let me ask you a question. How do you identify a crab?
Okay, so I went to the site. It's called FAQ.ph.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So it's one of those sites.
It's one of those sites, but the information is valid from it. All right. It lists 10 ways that you could identify someone with crab mentality.
Let's go for it.
All right. I'm not gonna do all 10, but I'm gonna try to.
Let's highlight the key ones.
Yeah. Okay. They are too proud of themselves and treat others as if they're inferior.
White America.
He said white America. Well, I mean, you can see that. You know what I mean? Basically, it's all about me and all you guys suck.
Trump.
That's a good example. All right. They panic when their friends are happy and improving.
That's just the hood in general.
Yeah, so basically...
See, now y'all can't say I'm racist because I'm going at everybody. Everybody.
Okay. Their motto is life. Their motto in life, is if you can't do it, if I can't do it, you can't do it either. Excuse me.
So, back to white people again. No. Yeah. And right. Asians. Peter Lang.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, where you get off telling me just because you don't know how to do something that I can't do it either? That's just as worse as saying your daddy ain't shit, so you ain't gonna be shit.
Classic black woman.
And I'm your daddy.
I guess we're going back to incest. Damn, Trump.
Let's see. We're here. Where's another good one? Oh. They spend time talking bad about people instead of coming up with solutions to help people.
Oh! Hillary!
I definitely agree with that one. You get no complaints over here.
But I want to stick on that one for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
I like to stick on that one because a lot of people like to coin the term, well, black people was complaining, but they don't do nothing to fix this situation. Yes and no. Yes, I'm going to agree in some cases, yes. But I hear white people doing stuff. The Mexicans taking our jobs. Obama want to take our guns.
But you know what? I don't necessarily like putting. Okay, so I don't think because they do it that we should exemplify that same behavior.
No, I'm not saying we should exemplify the behavior. What I'm saying is that statement that they always complaining but don't change themselves is always used to throw at us.
Right.
It's always a turn that everybody throws at us. We throw it at each other. We hold each other down by making excuses that the oppressor makes to hold us to talk about us, and we take that term and use it on each other. But what I'm saying is, if we want to be real about the situation, which I feel as though most people don't want to look at, they always want to stay on. It's easy to talk about black people. I feel as though because that's the trend now. Anytime black people do something, we gotta tear it down, or we find a way to criticize it. But we never tend to look at people on the. Nobody would tend to look at everybody else on the other side and look at the same shit they do.
Right.
I.e., the Mexicans are taking all our jobs.
All right.
But where you working? Well, we got about 10 kids. My old lady, shaking down the house and collecting them food stamps that the government gave out.
I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a lot of people offended by that accent that you're doing.
Oh, I'm already black, so I can't do a black accent. I'm already black, so I'm gonna offend black people. I'm offending everybody. I'm trying to tell you, when I assault you, I assault everybody. I don't play favorites. I just call bullshit where I see it, and everybody has bullshit.
Yeah.
It's just we tend to look at this demographic is bullshit over everybody else's bullshit.
Okay. All right. Let's do 2 more. All right. They blame their friends for their failures, and they don't even help their friends out when they see them falling.
That's everybody.
Yeah, but that's a major thing there.
And it is. Like, why'd you let me... This one thing I heard chicks say, and it never ceased to amaze me. Why'd you let me date him? You knew he was bad. Why'd you let me date him? Nobody let you date anybody. You chose to date that person. Now, it'd be different if, let's say, I push you down the steps.
Okay.
Because, you got you got promotion before I did, so I'll do something to fuck you up. Or let's say something just happens to you, an incident happens to you, and I imagine you got a promotion, but we're supposed to be friends, and you say, hey, I need your help with this, I'm kind of injured, workers' comp, they come in, I just say, oh, fuck you then. I'm about to go get mine, why don't you go get yours?
Okay. I mean, but at the same time, I that's just the worst. I mean, that to me that is like you. That just shows you that you're straight up a crab from the get-go. From the get-go. How are you going to sit up there and blame me for being the reason why you failed? All right, and then if you see me in the same boat, you're just like whatever.
And you know what? When it comes to black people, it's been conditioned to it. We've been conditioned that way. Even though a lot of people like to say, well, y'all use that as an excuse. But it's not an excuse. I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm not saying it needs to be that way because of that. But there's clear signs of system that they set up.
I'm telling you, if you're sitting there and you're watching someone drown, man, you're a horrible person.
Oh.
Okay. So for you to sit back and watch somebody failing, okay, failing to meet their bills, failing to get the help that they need, and you have the help, you have the ability and the knowledge to help them, and you just sit back and say, well, it's not my problem. But then when the shoe is on the other foot, you just go, well, why didn't you help me?
Politician. Hillary Clinton, once again.
Oh, man.
I like to use that example. So it's like a black church.
So it's like a black church?
Yeah.
Why would you say that?
Not all black
churches.
churches.
Wait a minute. Why am I defending it?
Because you know it's true. You know it's true. You know it's true. It's not all of them.
Wait a minute.
A good majority of them.
Why is the atheist in the show going, why did you just say that? And the thing about it is, it's true. But it just caught me off guard so quickly.
Do I need to break it down? You think I should break it down?
Can I try to break it down first?
Go ahead. I'm going to tell a personal story of what I saw, but go ahead.
Okay. So So basically, you're just saying whenever. So say in a lot of black churches and in a lot of neighborhoods are deplorable.
I'm not gonna say a church. I was about to. I take it back.
Yeah, are deplorable.
Can
like especially like these mega churches that sit in these neighborhoods. If you look at a lot of the surrounding neighborhoods.
Street.
Stop naming churches.
I didn't name a church. I named a street.
Well, no, actually, you can name a church, but let me tell a story first.
Marlboro Street.
There are a lot of black churches sitting in a lot of bad neighborhoods. And if the church is supposed to be...
The cornerstone.
Can I tell a story?
I'm Batman.
Don't Batman me. All right. God damn it.
Come on.
Okay. So there are a lot of black churches and a lot of bad neighborhoods, especially here in Baltimore, that have everything decaying around them, but somehow they want to ask you for money to build up their property. I'm that's something I don't understand. It's a very crab mentality built in. Well, you know what I mean? Oh, let's claim that we're going to help the neighborhood, but never do.
We just steal their money.
But yeah, I'll gladly take your money so we can give the church new stained glass windows. But never mind homeless Ned over there who's been over there for 30 years in front of the church and comes in every once in a while.
Or we're going to sell the congregation's votes to politicians for favors.
Yeah, I don't even want to get into all that.
We don't have to. I'm just putting it out there. I saw a drug deal go down across the street from a church in Park Heights.
Really?
Really. And the church is nice. It's been there for some years. I went there when I was a kid. You know, I didn't attend there fully, but I went there with my family members every now and then. And I heard the church, a lot of them people got some bread. And I'm just like, huh. There's a lot of stuff you can have people do to pay them to do or give them some little jobs to do inside the church to clean up and stuff like that. But you in the middle of Park Heights and you got dudes trapping across the street. And and this church has been here for years, since I was little.
Right.
So I'm like, from before I was born, so we talking about before 1990 something up till now. What have you done for this neighborhood?
Exactly.
And that's the problem. You're selling hope. That's all I look at it as. Churches are selling hope. Especially black churches. They sell hope.
All right. Let me give you the last one. All right. Number 10 is the last one on the list. They are unwilling to admit that they have the mentality in the first place.
Nobody wants to admit they're stupid.
But
nobody wants to admit they're stupid.
I mean,
and no. Let's say, but it's honesty. Very few people will ever not want to acknowledge their flaws.
Right.
Because it's easy to, point out others.
Yeah. Then look in the mirror, and point back.
I know all my flaws.
I do too.
Well, yours is obesity. Now what? I ain't obese. I may be a little chubby, but I'm not obese.
Yeah, it's kind of hard when your mouth looks like you've been chewing on bricks all day.
Why you take your bra off? That is very rude. But moving on. But like I said, the crab mentality, I think it's like Stockholm syndrome. I think it's tied in with Stockholm syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
well, maybe let's first tell you there's some ways to cure this crab mentality. Let's talk about that first.
It is?
Yeah, there is. And I can list these. Okay. So, number 1, the first thing you got to do before you fix a problem is first what?
Identify.
Admit that you have the problem.
We live in America.
I know we live in America, but at the same time,
America is not fond of acknowledging we have a problem.
You know what? America isn't, but some people in America are.
And I'm happy for it. And it should be that way.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is, America doesn't teach that. We keep doing the wrong thing until it becomes right.
Okay.
That is the backbone of this country.
Number 2 is open your mind and be willing to know other people.
Yeah, you see, I'm thinking about burning my membership to the human species. So
You cannot burn your membership to the.
don't tell me what I can't say. You a crab. I'm telling me what I can and can't do.
Look, I'm preventing you from being isolated. Unlike some people that we know.
I chose to do this. This is my own doing.
No.
Yes.
It's not a good thing.
I'm walking down that dark path by myself.
But it's important that we take time to be in other people's shoes.
And you know what?
I think we will get I think that will solve a lot of issues if you would just take the time to think about where another person's perspective is. If you can understand that, we would get along a lot better.
I agree. That's why me and you get along, I guess. We have our differences. You're an atheist. I'm not. Still
Yeah.
going fine.
I'm smart. You're not.
I'm in better shape than you.
Yeah.
Your life is almost over. I mean, you're 30. God. From here on out, it keeps getting worse.
But it's just sad that you've already reached your full potential at that young age, and so it's all downhill for you too.
I've told you, all I need is an island and fish and some fruit. I'm just happy. I'm a very simple man. Don't need much.
Yeah, simple is the right word for it.
Spell it.
Fuckyou.
That's like 70 words, those same letters spell. I don't think that's possible.
Oh, they don't know that I've been spelling that to you for years.
They do now.
All right, number 4. Realize that it's a mentality. So, with a mentality, it's all in your head, people. You can change your behavior. You just have to learn to think differently. And I think I skipped one. I'll skip number 3. Is understand that helping others helps yourself. That's important.
Yeah. About that, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that here's an example.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you work at a company and you want to go on vacation all the time. Let's say you're a small business. You're not like a corporation. You're a small business.
Mm-hmm.
In order for you to achieve that dream, you need people to always be there.
Right.
Now we tend to see how you have people who take advantage of others who are they're like cult leaders.
Mm-hmm.
They take advantage of others in their definite time of need and mold them to how they want them to be. And I think that's a problem. I think the problem we have, in some ways, capitalism. Not saying capitalism itself in and of itself is evil, is greed.
Right.
And it's just purely greed.
All right. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Got to push through a little bit.
Push it to the limit.
Be cheerful. Stop doing that.
Yeah, you see.
Stop doing that.
Being a smart black man in America means you're always in a constant fit of rage.
No.
Yeah.
All right, you're not going to keep... It says be cheerful, damn it.
I'm not angry. I am cheerful. I'm like Bruce Banner. I'm always angry, but I'm cheerful.
What? What?
That's why I'm burning my message to the human species.
That makes no sense.
Because I'm no longer human anymore.
Okay, you need to... whatever the bit of acid that you just took before you got on the
Why are you
recording
trying to say I
today.
do drugs? I feel as though that you're stereotyping me now.
Yeah, I kind of am. I don't care.
You know what? Based on statistics, you're probably gonna end up with diabetes anyway.
Based on statistics, you won't see 25.
Almost there, bitch.
We laugh about these things, but
They are serious issues.
yeah. All right. All right. So number 6, be a leader.
Yeah. Not everybody should be a leader. I think you should be a leader of yourself.
No, I think you should be a leader.
See,
I think you should. No, I think you should set the example.
No,
instead of waiting for someone to come and tell you what to do. Can I finish the?
I'm agreeing with you. I'm allowing you to talk.
You're not. You're jumping. No, you're jumping all over me.
I'm leading.
No, how about lead the silence?
All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
You're jumping all over me, man.
I'm
People don't want to hear that.
I'm sorry.
All right. No, but be a leader. Don't wait for someone to do something for you or tell you to go do something. Take the initiative. Take the initiative, solve the problem, and then move forward.
Like I said, sometimes you have to first lead yourself. Be the example. That's what I was saying.
Not just lead yourself, but be willing to say, hey, come on, move people forward. Not just do everything for one person.
No, I agree. But in order for there to be leaders, I feel as though we have to pay attention, give people credit where they are going in the right direction and support them. We tend not to do that.
Okay. Last one. Overcoming crab mentality with love for our community.
Yes. Yeah, I agree. There's no way in hell there should be this many abandoned houses in Baltimore City. And we have all these homeless people. It's ridiculous. You have food deserts in this city. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. That's essentially it.
You know what? I kirked out on a friend of mine. I ain't kirked out on her, but I criticized her. Because she littered. And I really felt some type of way. Because I'm like, I live here, bitch. I pay taxes.
You live here, bitch?
I didn't say that, so I'm thinking in my head like, you trifling ass whore.
Trifling ass whore.
Because it made me mad. It really made me mad.
You really need to go to anger management.
Hey, look, it made me mad. I hate when people litter. It bothers me. Like, why would you do that? Then you be the first one to call him out. Man, Baltimore's so dirty. Trick, you just broke a bottle.
Can she be a person? She is everything.
I'm talking about dudes too before. Yes, this dumb idiot who should never been born. His daddy made a mistake. Why would you put a dirty condom on the ground, bro? Why would you throw it outside? Like, really? Who does that? Who really?
Okay.
Daddy should have flushed him.
Jeez. So,
I had to be that guy.
please be advised.
It's in the beginning of the show. Sometimes people don't understand please and thank you. Sometimes you got to talk to people on their level.
I mean, the issue is that everyone has run into crabs every now and then, and you're going to. Unfortunately, part of the human condition is this big thing of jealousy.
Which is good in small doses.
Yeah, it can motivate you to do a lot of things, but when it consumes you, and when you when you feel as though that you're superior than everyone, and you start treating people instead of as though they're equal.
Oh, slavery. Gotcha. Keep on.
Or the fact of the matter that just because you're incapable of seeing a solution and the other person sees a solution doesn't necessarily give you the right to say, well, you're unable to do this or you can't do this. We do that a lot in our culture.
Not just ours. Man,
Well,
I know what you're saying.
I'm speaking clearly from
Your point of view.
not just from my point of view, but from our culture.
I
Living in the culture. I can't talk to you about Asian culture because I ain't Asian.
work with Asians.
Okay? I can't talk to you about white culture because I'm not white. I can tell you from an outsider's perspective, but this is an internal thing that I see with our culture. Okay, I'm a man of many talents, okay?
Eating is one of them. Alright, I'm sorry.
You know, I draw, I can sing a little bit. I'm not going to sing on the show.
Please don't.
Alright? And then I know a lot about a little bit of things.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Because I feel like I should choke you. You
That
can't
is
see.
right.
You can't. You can't see what he's doing as I'm speaking, but
You have no
I
proof.
feel like I can choke you.
You have no proof. You hear that, people?
Okay, so one day we're gonna start recording us live so you can see all these horrible things that he does as we talk. But no, going back to what I was saying. Because I do a lot of these things and I don't necessarily always look the part. I don't know what that is, what's that about. I get a lot of people first thing to say, well, I can do this. No, you can't. Well, how do you know? At least give me a chance to show you that I can or can't. Give me the benefit of the doubt.
And you're right. You see it oftentimes in the school system where they deem it impossible that, oh, you grew up here. You from Baltimore? You can't be from Baltimore. Why can't I be? You're smart. So you trying to say Baltimore people stupid? No, I'm just saying. What are you saying?
Yeah, it's just a bad assumption that and a bad habit that we got it as a culture, and then we need to really break on it. Yeah.
Now, branching out a little bit, given the people I work with who are of a different culture, we have conversations like these, and I notice when a solution is presented, it's always shot down, and the only one that that is acceptable to them would be, well, you have to. Why do they want you to say, well, I'm gonna do it, and now is an acceptable answer. But then it always counteracts to, well, not everybody's going to want to do it. So it's like, well, you're being kind of productive. You can't. Why would you shoot down the solution that's being offered in favor of saying, well, do it yourself, but then retract the solution again when you say, well, other people aren't going to follow. You already predetermined in your mind that it can't be solved. And I think that's a problem right then and there. We already make up in our minds that this is not going to happen, and that's what you continue to think.
Yeah.
And quoting the Bible, life and death is in the power of the tongue.
Isn't that the truth?
Why are you eating a banana like that in front of me? I do not feel comfortable.
Really?
I really don't feel comfortable. You need to turn around.
Anyway.
But that's the issue. We already set the standard that it's not going to get fixed. And we just go with it. And the moment a solution is presented, we shut down. Which, Stockholm Syndrome. And
segue right into that one, didn't you?
It's all in here, my friend.
You know they can't see you point.
It's all in my brain. And I think that's the problem. We get so conditioned to a negative outcome and things not going the way they should that we just give up. We lose hope on it. Now, I'm not saying, let's go to church and pray about it. No. Fix the problem ourselves. A lot of stuff in the community we can fix. We just choose not to do it. And the first step would be to we have to push out those entities that aren't for our best interest. Not just black people, not just white. I'm talking about just for the community in general. If you're not willing to help build the community, you need to go. it's up to the community to push them out.
All right. So the next topic. All right. Stockholm Syndrome. What is that, Quest?
Feelings of trust or affection felt in certain cases of kidnapping or hostage taking by a victim toward a captor. Sambo.
Sambo?
Never heard the story of Uncle Thomas Sambo?
Okay, go with it.
So, most people identify Uncle Tom as the guy who was, running back the master, telling everybody everything, but really it was Sambo. Sambo was, running back, master, they over there plotting this, they over there plotting that. And Sambo actually killed the quote-unquote Uncle Tom. That's what the term came about. So you have, just taken from slavery, where you had people who were conditioned and had sympathy towards their oppressors, that they will go as far as to help their oppressors and protect their oppressors. It is ridiculous, and we see it even today. I like to use the example of where everybody was attacking the Black Lives Matter movement. That's a clear example. You had a group of 3 women who decided, you know what, these issues of unarmed police killings, not just that, it really started with the Trayvon Martin case, which you had George Zimmerman being tried as an officer of the law. He was not a cop. He shouldn't have been tried as a cop. And if you go back to the court case and look at certain words they use, like reasonable suspicion and stuff, and these things of that nature, usually find those used for police cases. He's a civilian. He's not a cop. He shouldn't be charged or looked at as such. And you have many people saying, well, Black Lives Matter. They don't talk about black-on-black violence and things of this nature. Well, I don't see you criticizing the other 20 organizations that we have in Baltimore City alone that deal with those issues. I don't see you criticizing them.
I think a better way to describe, because I think you might be a little bit off with the, it doesn't really sound like Stockholm Syndrome. It's more like they're not focusing on the issue the way you describe it. I'm thinking of Stockholm Syndrome being more along the lines of, hey, there's this convention here where they had, let me start over again. I'm thinking of Stockholm Syndrome being as, okay, you're not being able to get your way here all the time. Okay? You're not being able to get the policies that you want to see through. You're not being able to elect the person that you want all the time. So now you have grown accustomed of not getting it. And so now when you're presented with the actual candidate that you could get through, that you would actually want to get through, you look at that person as, oh, it's impossible, or you look at it as an unachievable goal because you're so, okay, so you're not used to getting your candidate that you want in, and so when now you're presented with a candidate that you would like to see, you look at these things as unattainable, as unachievable. You have now grown accustomed to accepting the role of being subservient and allowing the person, and now you look at the person who's also oppressing you as a good thing. Is that a better way to kind of look at Stockholm Syndrome?
Yeah, and that's what I mean by the Black Lives Matter thing. I'm using that as an example to show that here, this is where the crab and the stock come in, because we cannibalize each other. Every time one of us goes out and speak against an injustice done to us as a whole, we take that time to shoot that person down, but then turn back around and want to keep complaining about the same issue and talking about the same issue. And like I said, I see it at my job every day. Guys come in, they talk about all these issues in our community, And when you get a chance, and when you see a few individuals who are trying to bring attention to that issue and trying to change that issue, not solely by protesting, but going out to other demographics, talking to them, going to politicians, going to lawmakers, and saying, hey, my voices are being heard, enough is enough. And what we do, we shoot those people down. We make up any type of excuse to say why what they're doing won't work. You know, what they're doing is stupid. But then we turn right back around, go home, and sit there and bitch and moan about the exact same issue, but don't get up to do nothing ourselves.
Right.
And I think that's the problem. And I'm pretty sure you have a lot of people saying, why y'all doing this show? This show is stupid. Then my question would be, well, what the fuck have you done today? What have you done to make the city better? Granted, what we're doing, it may not be, you know, directly hands-on with the community yet, but the fact...
Actually, no.
Let me finish.
But scrap that. I don't even want to go into saying that we're not even going to be directly hands-on with the community.
I'm not
even yet, because you know what? Every day we sit back and we look at topics and we discuss and we look at and try to pick through the mountains of stories that are out here with people being hurt, with people being shot, with things that we think that socially should be paid attention to. We go through that every day. Every weekend I post lots of stuff about Bernie Sanders, but I also post things about people being treated equally. I also post things about people about people making money, okay? These are things that our community needs to focus on. And yes, I do constantly, always on the show, want to put up Bernie Sanders, but because he embodies what I think we should strive to, those policies that he says that everyone should be entitled to a doctor when they're sick. Okay? Why should you have to work 72 hours a week in order to make ends meet? But not even make ends meet, because people work 72 hours and still don't make it. Why should your children have to be placed in debt and punished, okay, because college tuition is that high? Why should we have to do that?
And you know what? And I agree. And I totally agree. And nothing else I can say. You summed it up, basically. Thank you. But that's the point I'm trying to make, is we have people out here who are trying with a laptop and a phone to record a show and put quality content out there, information out there, constantly pushing people to do better and show them there's a better way. Then you got old granddad motherfuckers. Man, that shit, I hope it works out, but I think that shit dumb. You're part of the problem.
Cool. If you think it's dumb, why don't you help us?
And
that is my.
I feel you. And you want to know what the answer I got was? Well, you can't ask me something like that on the spot. I need time to think about it. Well, so while you sitting there thinking about it, I'm out here doing it.
So you're so quick to tell me my idea is dumb, but you don't have a better idea, or you don't even have the time or the willingness to help me better the situation. That is the epitome of being a crab.
You know what? I said something a long time ago, and I took it back. I really took it back, but now, so every now and then I think about it, because me and a friend of mine was talking. I said, you know what would change a lot of things? And it's sad to say, you need certain old segregation supporting people to just go away.
I don't think you said go away.
But really, you need certain generations of people, some people in certain generations, to just go away. Just go away. Because you're holding up progress.
I don't think it's generations of people.
I'm saying certain people from certain generations at the talking.
But even not just from certain generations. That's another thing I think we need to move away from. because that is a form of bias that we need to get rid of.
Let me finish.
No, wait.
Wait
This needs to be said.
Go ahead.
Okay? It doesn't matter what generation that you are in. It doesn't matter what generation that you're in. What matters is that if you see the problem, fix it. Stop blaming people for the problem. I'm done with blaming people for the problem. We have a problem in this country. We see the middle class evaporating in front of our eyes. We see the children, okay, starving here in America. We see the racist people gathering in mass, en masse, okay, to oppose change, to oppose any progress. And the thing about it is, it's so funny. It is so funny that you can have 12 people who say, I don't have a job, but all of them have some type of talent, and they can't come together and make up something that will get them to the next level. No more of this generational blaming the generations. None of that. No more. I say we stop that right now.
And I agree. Let me finish.
All right, go ahead.
I'm not blaming the generation, because even another guy I talked to who's from an older generation than mine, give you an example. He was talking about how everybody's saying, man, these kids out here with their pants sagging down and blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
But he told me back in the day, 60s and 70s, there was a special brand of underwear that was really popular. And people went out of their way to show you, during that era, they were wearing that specific brand of underwear. So sagging pants down, showing your underwear in public, that's nothing new.
Wait a minute, that has nothing to do with the 60s, though.
No, I'm saying, I'm taking it from, he was of age at that time, so he's telling what he saw. But he's using that to compare the issues after you have older generations complaining about kids sagging their underwear, but yet they did it. So I think the problem is, again, we're trying to say, well, this generation doing all this other stuff, when we need to look at, we were all young once. We were all young once. We all had our fads. We all had the trends. We did certain things. But to label and hold this branding iron on another generation or another one because of a trend is nonsense. Impart some knowledge onto them. Give them something to work with. You have a lot of, even myself, I'm willing to listen to older people. You have a lot of people who are willing to listen to older people. I know that there's going to come from listening to older people. That's how I know we came some ways. And I told you, we have came some ways as a society. It's sad to say now, in 2016, we're going backwards.
No.
In some aspects, in
agree.
some aspects, the frame of minds are going backwards. Not saying as a society, but the mindset of some people in our society is going backwards.
No, I don't believe we're going backwards. I think it's a matter of being comfortable. And I think also that some people are comfortable where they are because it's familiar. Okay? In order to learn and get better, you got to move forward, which places you in sometimes in unfamiliar territory. And people are not good with being in unfamiliar territory. Okay? That is it in a nutshell. That is the major problem that we run into right now. That's why we can't get anything passed. That's why we can't get anything done. Because people are so familiar with this organization. And they can claim that we never did this when we were young. And they can claim that never happened when we were young. But it seems like it does. It seems like it's always been there. Now we got social media. You hear about it more. But all these same problems that come up in the elections, all these same problems that come up in society, we've always been dealing with since there was people on this planet. But we have to make up in our minds as people, as a nation, race, as sex, whatever sex you are, that it's no longer tolerable to be in this position anymore. And that if you want peace, that we all have to work towards actually having peace. Okay? I don't agree with the mentality of religion that says that the Antichrist is going to bring some type of fake peace, and that maybe that we shouldn't band together and create a new world order. What is that? What is that? That's
a racist.
That, but I'm just saying, I don't agree with this mentality that is always seems to put us in this light of us and them. I don't like it. We do that too much with everything. We do it with police. We do it with black people. We do it with white people. We do it with rich. We do it with poor. We do it with male. We do it with female. We do it with everything. It's always this us and them mentality. Okay? I'm sorry, everybody. We all live on this planet together. Why can't we all work together to fix things? It really isn't as hard as what people think it is. I think if you decide that, okay, hey, let's all work together, and that everybody works on working together, then that becomes a lot easier, because it's not you, one person trying to round up everyone, but it's everyone linking arms, talking to each other, sitting down, seeing what it's like to be in the other person's shoes, looking at the other person's point of view, and then sitting down and gathering an understanding of that person before they move to the next issue.
That was beautiful. That was so beautiful.
That's our show today, people. That's our show. We're ending it on this one. Alright? Think about it. You don't have to be a crab. And you don't have to accept the abuse of your abuser.
That's right. Let's fight. Woo! Revolution!
Alright? Catch y'all next time. Okay? You can reach the show at facebook.com/AskLearnQuestion. Follow us on Twitter, which is @AskLearnQuestion. Subscribe to us on YouTube, which is Let Me Ask You a Question, with a question mark at the end. Search channels will be right at the top. And the show's official email page is asklearnquestion@gmail.com.